Welcome to the Holy Sports Podcast. It's your boy AB from DET.
I'm that ball bro from the NYC.
And it's your boy Roze.
We back. Another episode here, about to be in the chamber. Let's start it off with the NFL. Y'all, this weekend, preseason starts. We got a good solid 9 months of NFL. It feels like it's been forever, but we're off to the races this weekend with the preseason. But let's talk some QB controversy down in Minnesota. Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy. Everybody thought JJ was the heir apparent, but not so much here. He has some competition, small competition, no pun intended. But Kyler Murray is fighting for that spot. And I'm curious to see who you guys think is going to take the position. Roze, how you feel about Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy battling out for QB1?
It's not a battle. It's not a controversy, to be honest. It's Kyler Murray's job to lose, to be honest. The way Justin Jefferson talks about JJ McCarthy, like, it just makes you feel like that he lost that locker room a long time ago. It gives me a very like Zach Wilson in New York Jets vibes.
Damn.
When he lost the locker room, to be honest. Justin Jefferson, every time you talk to him in interviews, he always says, I need one of those guys to step up and at least be a leader. And that's something that we need at that position. And that's something that we haven't had at that position. And he talks about that like JJ wasn't there last year when JJ was the one. And JJ was this person that called himself 9 and all this stuff like that. And that stuff crazy. I think Minnesota coaches are saying the right things and stuff like that to keep his confidence up. But that's Kyler Murray's job to lose, to be honest.
Definitely. Ball, bro. Who wins out the battle in Minnesota, Murray or McCarthy?
Well, from what I already seen earlier today, not too far before we started, the job's already been decided. Kyler Murray's been named the starting quarterback. So there is no battle. And do you know how bad it has to be in training camp for it to be in training camp, that quarterback competition for them to already name Kyler the starting quarterback before one preseason snap? That means that they saw them in just shoulder pads and shorts, and they saw an all that they had to see, and like, yep, Kyler is the guy right there. So it makes you think, damn, JJ did not make a great impression with Justin Jefferson. Like you said, all the quotes he's saying, like, I needed someone to step up. He's talking about like 9 as if he wasn't even in the building at all. I mean, the way that he played last year, he might as well have not been in the building whatsoever, because let's look at Minnesota. I mean, they have a solid team from top to bottom, a solid defense, potential top 10. I mean, top 3 receiver, Justin Jefferson, solid running game, good O-line. You need the quarterback to put it all together. I like the coaching staff, offensive, defensively, but you know what? This is the perfect opportunity for Kyler. I mean, I think everything is going to work out, is lined up for him. And you know what? This is his second chance right here. In the NFL, you don't get those very often. So let's see what he does with this opportunity right here. I mean, that division is a little funny. I know they missed out last year, but, let's see what happens with Lions, a couple question marks. Goff this is a big year for him right here. I think he's on the hot seat right there. Let's see if the Bears can continue to ascend with Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. We'll see. Is he going to take that next step to elite level, or is he going to just, keep treading that line where he's just okay? So I think that division is going to be very competitive this year. But yeah, I mean, listen, a little life lesson out there. Don't give yourself nicknames out there, especially 9 out there. You call yourself 9, but you're a big fat 0 right now. You're going to be carrying the water for Kyler Murray. He might be short. He might be little man on campus, but he's big dog right now. He's QB1 thrown into Jefferson. I tell you what, dark horse candidate, Kyler Murray MVP, dark horse candidate right there. Because listen, he got motivation right now. Second chance for Murray, a little bit of redemption. We'll see how it plays out.
Oh man, dark horse. That's a dark My Little Pony. Ain't no damn horse in there, man.
A little engine that could, man.
Right. No, but I think it's just to light the fire. Me being a Michigan guy, I'm not giving up on my fellow Wolverine. I think JJ just needed some motivation. Last year, he was unhealthy, in and out of the lineup. I think with this should light a fire under him. Let's not forget, Murray used to lead the league in tip balls. The defensive lines out here did not get smaller since then. The same problem will occur. He will be out mid-season at latest, I think. But hopefully, JJ can get another shot. I still got faith in him. But headed off to the NBA, all these acquisitions, the East is looking dominant now. The East is looking very, very competitive with the West. And Halliburton come back healthy with Indiana. That could put them back in contention where they were right when he fell off. It's just a lot of moving pieces. And it leads me to the question asking, will the Knicks repeat next year? We're not going to head to Barbaro first on this. We're going to head to Roze. Roze, do you think the Knicks can repeat next year?
Do I think the Knicks can repeat? Man, you know, a lot of championship teams, they hit something called a championship hangover. You know, New York feel like New York's been partying all summer off of that, which they should be. You know what I'm saying? They should be turned up. They should be doing that. But I think with the Philadelphia 76ers and what they got with LeBron James and Jaylen Brown and all those guys, the Miami Heat with Giannis and Bam, Indiana with Tyrese Halliburton, even Toronto, whenever they, decide to free Kawhi and let him go to Toronto and do his thing. I think the Knicks have a chance to repeat. I think so. Just because they had the best roster. I think out of anybody in the East other than the 76ers, they replaced Mitchell Robinson with Andre Drummond. I don't think people understand that Andre Drummond is maybe an upgrade from Mitchell Robinson, to be honest, because Andre Drummond is a better offensive player. He still brings the same, probably not as much intensity as Mitchell Robinson on the defensive side, but he does bring that same type of game as Mitchell Robinson does. So as long as they can stay healthy, and I think that's the key in the NBA. You know, we've seen it with them this year when they won the championship. They happen to be the healthy team to go win. So as long as they can stay healthy, but the only thing that scares me is it's a lot of people's first time winning championships on that team. Not just on that team, but just for the coaching staff, even with the head coach. This is his first time as a head coach winning the championship. So it's gonna be a lot of unfamiliar territory. James Dolan, he gonna try to get as much money as he can, as he should, out of this one championship. But I think they got a good chance to repeat, though, as long as they stay healthy.
Me personally, I do not think they have a good chance to win it back. I felt like last year was the perfect storm. It was the story of, we haven't won in all these years. Everybody was behind them. A lot of the East was dealing with roster issues, injuries, Halliburton out, like I said, a couple other things. But this year, the East just feels like it's going to be together. People sleeping on Boston like they just don't have a shot. I think Tatum going to come back with some resurgence. He's going to feel the pressure of being able to step up and take Boston on. So I think the East is going to be a lot more difficult. And let's be honest, we all said this last week. If Philadelphia can find a way to stay healthy, I've seen Joel Embiid looking thin and skinny. He might be taking life serious right now, in shape. So that's a problem. But I just felt like it was the perfect setup, perfect storm. And I don't know, man. I just don't think they're going to repeat. Which leads us to Barbaro. Do you think your New York Knicks can repeat next year?
I think if any team is poised to repeat, I say, why not us? I mean, you look at the offseason we had, we pretty much bring the whole gang back. I mean, like, besides losing Mitchell Robinson to the Celtics, but like Roze just said, hey, some might call it an upgrade and bringing Andre Drummond in. I mean, as far as health wise, I mean, he is an upgrade as far as Mitch. Like I said, better offensively than Mitch. I mean, hey, for some reason he's developed a corner shot from the corner three. I mean, so he adds an outside perimeter game will come off the bench. So why not? I mean, we'll see. But like I said, we bring the whole starting core back. We'll see what the contract extension looks like for Cat. If we get that done in the offseason or during the season, we'll see how that goes. And I mean, I'm just looking around the rest of the East right now. I know LeBron to the 76ers looks like the sexy pick, the popular pick to pick right there. But we said like last week, what's going to stop them? The load management and the injury list. I mean, Embiid has played more than 40 games in the past 3 years, 30, 38, 19, and 38. I mean, and listen, with knees and ligaments, they don't get better over time. I mean, he's 7'2", 300 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of stress to be on those knees, ankles, and ligaments. So we'll see. I mean, I think Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey, they're going to be carrying the load for the majority of the season. Like I said, with those things that they have to worry about. I mean, your Pistons right now, I mean, not the greatest offseason. Durant, like contract extension, got to trade him. We'll see. I mean, I think Cade Cunningham's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. I mean, they lost Tobias. I don't think you guys had more subtractions than additions right there. And then, I know Halliburton's coming back, but, we'll see how he's, feeling after, his Achilles is 100%, and same with Tatum too. I know he came back at the end of the year, but I mean, listen, you go from having Jaylen Brown to PG to Paul George at 37, 38 years old. I mean, he's gonna have to do. You are the guy now. There is no Robin to you are the entire Justice League. You are the entire Avengers. It's you carrying the low for the most part. I mean, I just look at us as far as stability goes, 82 game season, even with injuries here and there, we're very deep from 1 to 15. So I do like our chances right now, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, I give us a good chance to repeat.
Knicks with the repeat. Let's head over to Major League Baseball. The season is winding down. The postseason is upon us. And it leads me to the question I ask, who do you trust most in October to push through, stand out in the playoffs, and take it all? I'll start us off. My heart and my mind are saying two different things. My mind is telling me this shit is fucking rigged. The Dodgers just gonna keep winning until they get a salary cap. They got Scooble, they got all these pieces. All this shit is just lining up in their favor. But my heart is really rooting for the Milwaukee Brewers. I just like what they're doing right now. They are the number one team in the league at 74-45, playing great baseball, made some acquisitions at the trade deadline. They were in it last year. They had a chance, but this year I'm hoping that they can pull it off, stay strong with this regular season advantage that they have carried into the postseason, and let's see them make some noise and get this game back fair, because the Dodgers got this shit out of control right now and something needs to happen. Bob Bro, our Major League Baseball expert, how you feeling about who looking strongest heading into October into these baseball playoffs?
I mean, you brought the Dodgers, and what's crazy is that since the trade deadline, they've been in a little bit of a tailspin lately. I think just recently, like up to last week, they had lost 7, 8 in a row right there, despite, getting Tarek Skubal at the deadline. I mean, just having that stacked roster right there. But I mean, it's a 162 game season, so there's going to be ebbs and flows, ups and downs. So that's nothing to be too worrisome right there. I mean, listen, the Brewers are right there. I mean, Mizrachi at the top of their rotation right there, potential Cy Young winner right there. I mean, they have the pitching, but it's just, can they score enough to keep up with the Dodgers? I mean, there are no lulls in that Dodger line. There is no easy outs from 1 to 9. You are in it for the entirety of 27 outs right there. And then, look on the Dodgers one side, look on the American League on the other side. I just feel like there's so much inconsistency, especially like you look at the Yankees right now. I mean, Judge has been out the past couple months. I think he might be out for the entire year. The fact that they haven't gotten an updated image or screening on his ribs lately. I mean, we're in the middle of August right now. If he's not doing rehab assignments like in the next week or two, I think the Yankees might take a step back and see, is it worth it to bring him back and further, risk further injury that could cost them into next year? Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, honestly, he might call it a career after this year. This dude cannot stay healthy. He just can't stay on the field long enough. I saw him try to do running drills the other day, and I'm like, that's him running, man. I could run faster backpedaling. I mean, that's this. It just is what it is. But I mean, the pitching is great, you know, from 1 to 5, but their lineup is like them scoring runs is a challenge. You know, Boston has kind of cooled off the last week or so. I mean, they made a miraculous comeback after firing, you know, their manager to start the season, but, you know, they've cooled down a little bit. I just think if the Dodgers get, you know, just focus, get back up right, you know, on the winning ways, then it's the Dodgers World Series to lose right here. I mean, it is what it is. You call it fair or not. Guess what? Fair is a place where you ride the Ferris wheel and eat pumpkin pie and eat cotton candy. Guess what? Fair don't exist, man. It is what it is. And enjoy baseball while you can for the next few months, because guess what? The MLBPA already said we ain't doing no salary cap next. We're not doing no salary cap whatsoever. So unless there is a miracle up there, the big man going to step in, there will be a lockout next year in 2027. So enjoy baseball while you can, people, but it is what it is, man. Free market rules for baseball.
Definitely. Roze, with the playoffs coming up, who's looking best to be the strongest team in October to win the World Series?
As much as I want to say the Atlanta Braves, man. As much as I want to say the Braves, I just feel like the Dodgers is inevitable at this point. It just feels like even with them going through that tailspin that Barbaro said, they just won so many championships. They got so many people on there that I feel like when they get to the playoffs, they're gonna be like, okay, it's the playoffs, and they just gonna hit a different level. So I just feel like all they got to do is just get to the playoffs, and then everything is just going to change. I feel like it's between everybody in the NL. It's between the Dodgers, the Brewers, and the Braves. Because right now, when I look at the AL, it just looks like a couple of teams that I see on the AL side. Chicago White Sox, Houston Astros, those are AL leaders. They would be, some of them would be not even able to get to the NL wild card right now. So it just feels like the National League does have the best division. They got the better teams on their side, and it just feels like it's inevitable for the Dodgers to win. And you know, like Barbaro said, they don't want a salary cap. And they probably gonna have a lockout. It's probably gonna be 2027, which is gonna suck for them, because it feels like every other league is picking up steam as far as that goes, and baseball is always picking up steam. And it just feels like if they go through a lockout, they're gonna have to figure out how to get back to where they are right now. Exactly. So hopefully they don't go get a lockout, but it don't look good. But I just expect the Dodgers to win. And I feel like if the Dodgers win, a lockout is definitely inevitable, because I feel like everybody else, all those owners are trying to force a salary cap on the players.
Definitely. Enough about baseball. Let's head over to the WNBA. This has been one of the most, if not the most electrifying season ever. And I say that because there is actual bona fide certified superstars across the board. It seems like every team has a celebrity type superstar on their roster. It's just making the game extremely entertaining, especially the race for MVP this year. I believe it's a 3, possibly you could throw Caitlin Clark in there, the president, at 4. But we're talking Asia Wilson, Olivia Miles, and Paige Beckers. If you ask me, I believe with the first half of the season, what happened with the Lynx leading and a rookie carrying this team, that should say something. That should mean something. But now we got Nafisa Collier back. She's going to take a lot of that credit with the second half of the season, saying, oh, now she's back. She was a former MVP last year. She's carrying the load. So that may diminish Olivia. And the only other obvious to me, I like Paige Beckers, but it's Asia Wilson. The numbers speak for themselves. She's dominating, but I personally think she might be in that Jokic trance right now where he's so dominant. They just wanted to give it to somebody else. Shaquille O'Neal, same thing happened to him a long time ago with Steve Nash. He should have won that MVP, but he kept winning them all. They just wanted to share the wealth. And if they do, I wouldn't mind them giving it to my girl, Olivia Miles, second rookie ever to win Rookie of the Year and MVP, a la Candace Parker. Roze, how do you feel about the WNBA race for MVP? Who you got taking it?
I love Olivia. To me, I just think it's a 2-player race, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think Paige's team is good enough to get her in the MVP conversations. To me, Caitlin Clark, I don't feel like Caitlin Clark has been that dominant enough to get in MVP conversations, really, not compared to Olivia and Asia. I think the only thing that hurts Olivia, of course, is Napheesa Collier coming back. Of course, her numbers are gonna go down. And I get what you're saying about the MVP, them maybe feeling a little I forget what's the word for it, a little bit tired of handling a little fatigue for handling Asia Wilson, the MVP. But you know the best thing that for Asia Wilson, the NBA is like 70, 80 some years old. The WNBA is 30 years old. So like at this point, they shouldn't have fatigue with nothing at this point. So like to me, I feel like Asia Wilson should get the MVP at this point. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this would be the last year for her to win the MVP, to be honest. Because I feel like Olivia Miles is just gonna get better. I feel like Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark and that's the thing. Like all three of these other players are younger than her. So I feel like they're just gonna get better. But I feel like Asia Wilson, she's definitely gonna get the MVP this year for it. But if it's not her, I think Olivia should definitely win.
Definitely. Bro, who gets your vote? WNBA MVP so far?
This is professional basketball we're talking about here, right? This is the WNBA you're talking about, right? What are we talking about? Sharing the wealth? How about you earn it? What's on the court? And I'm sorry, what? Asia's what? Year 9, year 10 in her career, I believe. All of Las Vegas, and what? Year 9, year 10. Like she's still averaging what? 26, 2, and 7. She's still putting up those monster numbers. I mean, still in year 9 of her career. I say, she's doing it on the court. I think she's still the best player in the league. I mean, I say absolutely. I mean, listen, Olivia Miles, don't get me wrong. Like, I see all the highlights. I mean, she's one of those, like you said, those rookies that hit the scenes that like casuals like myself will see like, oh shit, I got to see more of her on the court. I mean, don't get me wrong. She's very talented, very flashy, like has a lot to offer the league. And she's a star in the making right now. She will be a future cornerstone of this league. But right now, I see this whole sharing crap. Like, no, take it from Asia, and I'm sorry, the other candidates right now, they're not taking it from her because, like I said, you're still like year 8, year 9, and she isn't really just by the numbers. You're not showing any signs of slowing down. So why should we punish her, take away the award from her just because others are arriving on the scene? That's cool. All right, you come for a spot, but you know what? She hasn't done anything to relinquish her spot either. So I mean, her play hasn't declined. If anything, I think she's rising up, seeing all the other talent coming up the past couple years, whether it's Beckers, whether it's Clark or Miles right now. I mean, this is great for the league right now. I say Asia on top of the league. You know what? It should just make those young up and coming stars even more hungry. It should take that crown off her head in the future, but not now. Their time is not now. It's still Asia, in my opinion. I think, she should easily win the MVP award.
Let's keep you in the cue ball, bro, and stay on WNBA. With the playoffs coming up, who is the most convincing to win it all, and who is possibly a sleeper to win it all?
I mean, right now I see Minnesota's on top right now, but I mean Las Vegas, I think they're in a good spot right now. We just talked about Asia Wilson right now. They're 3rd and 4th right now. They're 3rd in the conference right now. But listen, as long as they get in, like we just said, they got the best player in the world, in my opinion, Asia, and that's she's talent like her, experience like hers is gonna take them deep into the playoffs and to the promised land right now. I know Minnesota, like we said with Olivia Miles, just lighting up the league, that's all good and all, but I think as you go deeper in the playoffs, you have that experience. She's gone through the rigor, through in this league. So I say Minnesota might, be a potential favorite right now, but I think as Las Vegas gets in, whether it's a 2 or 3 seed or whatever, as long as they're in, they're going to be a tough out, for anybody to deal with right now. So I'm going to go with Las Vegas as the favorite to win the whole thing.
Roze, who is your pick for most obvious to win the WNBA championship, and who would possibly be a sleeper in your book as well?
I think the most obvious right now, it would have to be the Las Vegas Aces. The only reason why the Lynx aren't obvious is because it just feels like I said about the Dodgers going to the playoffs, it feels like when the Aces get to the playoffs, they just hit a different mode, and everybody on that team has won before, so it feels like they know how to play WNBA playoff basketball, and they know how to go through. And A'ja Wilson is just the best player on the planet when it comes to WNBA. So like, when you got A'ja Wilson on your team, and then you got Jackie Young, and then you got all these other people, Chelsea Green, and all these other people on this team, like, it just feels like the Aces do have the better team than everybody going into the playoffs. My sleeper pick, I'm not gonna lie, man. Listen, Shakira Austin, Cody McMahon, Sonia Citron, the things that they're doing in Washington with the Mystics is crazy. That's a young team. It feels like every time I look up, they always upsetting somebody. I've seen them upset the Aces. I've seen them beat the Lynx before. I've seen them beat the Fever before. And it just feels like the only thing they don't have is just experience as far as championship pedigree and things like that. But with them being, sometimes as a young team, sometimes ignorance is bliss. And sometimes it can just get you through the playoffs like that. So I feel like the Mystics may be just a sleeper team to go ahead and win it all, though.
The Mystics. That's a good one. Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Me personally, if I had to pick who is the most convincing right now to win it all, I was kind of with y'all with the Aces until I seen the game the other day when Nafisa finally got to get her feet wet against them, and the stats don't lie. ESPN brought up some polls showing A'ja Wilson's worst numbers statistically have always been against Nafisa Collier, and she showed it the last game. That might have been the thing that's going to tip them over the hump. I got Minnesota. I got the Lynx clear and away the best team in the league. Top to bottom, the bench, they got the best coach in the league to me. The best coach. They fans is loving them, sold out crowds, and what Olivia is doing is record breaking. That to me is my most obvious pick to win it all. But my sleeper ain't too far off from being my obvious. And that's what's crazy about this. A lot of people ain't talking about the Golden State Valkyries. They've been balling. Second best team in the league. Gabby Williams, what she's doing. Stokes, Burton, Williams, they across the board are quietly balling and taking out the juggernauts. Their losses are against teams to where they just didn't show up because they were losing teams. They beat all the good teams and continue to do so. They only lose when they sleep on themselves. And that's a scary team right there. Nobody's talking about them. We got all this Caitlin Clark, Olivia Miles, A'ja Wilson, Paige Beckers. How about Gabby Williams? How about her? 14.7 points. How about Stokes? 5+ rebounds a game. I mean, they doing a damn thing right now. Veronica Burton's controlling that at the point guard. I like the Golden State Valkyries, not just as a sleeper, as a potential to win the whole goddamn thing. Call me crazy. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But let's switch over to NCAA football. It's kind of hard to judge these rankings, but they are out. We may agree with them. We may not, but we're here to give our opinion. Who do you think is number one in college football in your book? None of these other coaches poll, ESPN poll, and Ball Bros poll. Who is the number one college football team headed into this season?
I mean, look, like you said, they might be ranked number 3 right now, but I think when it's all said and done, I think Ohio State is the best team in the country right now. I know, Abe. I know your Michigan heart don't want to hear that. I know your Michigan ears don't want to hear that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, dude, listen. You know what? I understand you see Scarlet Red, but I mean, you're going to see red, as in that red number 4, when Jeremiah Smith is just blowing past your defense, just blowing past that secondary. Well, I mean, in that matchup later in the year, I mean, you got Jeremiah Smith, I think best receiver in college. He's going to be the number 1 receiver prospect coming out of the draft next year. Julian saying, second year starting. I mean, he has that experience, playoff experience from last year. So they're going to be just better. And there's going to be another crazy wide receiver prospect coming up. It's Ohio State. That's wide receiver you potentially right there. They have a claim. They have an outright claim for they can make that for wide receiver you right there. And they're just always top to bottom the most even keeled team in all of college football right now. They're going to go through the rigor. The Big Ten, arguably the best conference in all of college football right now. I mean, so I'm going to say Ohio State. I think they have the best player in the country in Jeremiah Smith. I'm calling it right now. He's going to win the Heisman this year. Jeremiah is going to win the Heisman this year. He's going to ball out. I mean, so yeah, I'm going Ohio State.
Ohio State for ball, bro. Roze, who's your number 1 college football team, in your opinion, headed into the season?
Well, number 1 in my heart, first off, is always going to be Georgia Bulldogs. That's always going to be number 1. But if I had to pick, man, I would have to say the Oregon Ducks, just for Dante Moore coming back. I feel like Dante Moore is the second best quarterback in the draft that just passed, and he wasn't even there. I feel like he came back just so he could be the number 1 draft pick. Clearly, that was the only reason he can come back for, and to win the championship for Oregon. They were kind of close right there, but Indiana definitely had a team together. Dan Lanning is an amazing coach. I think he's done built great defenses in Oregon. The scariest thing to me would be after Dante Moore leaves after this year, which is just looking forward. After that, you got baby Pat Mahomes behind him. That's going to be starting for Oregon. So, I think Oregon definitely will, with them being in the Big Ten. I think if they can make it through that Big Ten and get a good place in college football in the good college football playoffs, they'll definitely get the whole championship. But right now, I do feel like they're the best team in the nation.
Me personally, I know if you saw the show last week, you saw me jump off the cliff and say the Lions was the best team, and people probably expected me to say Michigan, but I'm not. All right, so just pump your brakes. I'm gonna be realistic with this one. I believe there's a kid that's going to take it to another level. We haven't had that big time star presence in the NFL drafts recently, or even in college football in my book. And I just believe Arch Manning is going to take a huge step. I think Texas is going to be balling this year. I like what they did in the portal. I believe his maturity is going to come into play. The kid can play. His last name's Manning. Not only does the college football brass rankings want him to do well, but so does the NFL. When 2 entities like that want something and they have a lot of money, they're going to make it happen, whether it's refs with calls or things like that could just make his path a little easier. But with all that being said, let me give them credit. I think Texas, like I said, did a good job in the portal. And I just believe, in my opinion, Arch Manning's going to have a great year, and Texas is my number 1 team to look out for coming into this college football.
I will say, even though I picked Ohio State, a close argument could be made for Miami, Malachi Toney, and Mark Fletcher. Who, man? And listen, they got Darian Mensah, transfer quarterback from Duke. I mean, if Mensah can fill in the shoes and do good enough job at quarterback, I mean, solid defense, probably top 10 defense in the country, potentially in Miami. Malachi Tony, I mean, playmaker at the U. I mean, it's the U. They have just wide receivers and playmakers just go together like this. And Mark Fletcher, I mean, that's a bell cow right there. Give it to him 15, 20 times a day. I mean, they can control the ball. They can make plays. They can slow the game down, as you saw in their playoff run last year. I guess I picked Ohio State, but Miami, do not be surprised if they get in those playoffs. They got the perfect game plan for playoff football in December and in the fall going into winter. So watch out for the Hurricanes, man. They will be a test in that ACC and for the playoffs coming around.
Right. And they in the ACC, which makes it easy for them because the ACC is definitely just trash. And I feel like Darren Mensah may be a little bit closer to Cam Ward than Carson Beck, even though Carson Beck was able to get them to the through the playoffs and to the national championship, I think, right? So
but remember, here's the thing, remember with Carson Beck, like I just mentioned with Malachi Tony and Mark Fletcher, I mean, you have those two talents to lean on.
Exactly. That's why I think that's why I think Darren Mensah being a better quarterback, that'll give them a better chance to win.
Definitely.
And Carson Beck balling out in that Hall of Fame game. I mean, a lot of people. I remember the draft. I was like, Carson Beck, but I'm like, listen, he got no pressure in the world with the Cardinals.
That is against people. That is against some dudes that ain't gonna be there next week.
I get it. I understand.
Because Haynes King was balling too.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, like you said, most of them are going to be probably not on the roster by the time I get there. But I mean, listen, it's the Cardinals. Don't be surprised if he's starting. Don't be surprised if he's starting like midway through the season. I mean, it's the Cardinals. I mean, respectfully.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Talking about this college football and seeing how we all are kind of picking somewhat different. We naming multiple teams. We don't really know who's who, what's what. I think it's got a lot to do with a few things that's been changing in college football. Two things that I think are possibly destroying the integrity of the game. One is the portal and just the ability for players to just leave and not have commitment and dignity and sticking to one team. And two, these NIL deals. It's just making things a bit unfair. We don't want college football to be like baseball. We end up with a Dodgers type team where some kid is getting a $50 million Cane's chicken deal sitting on the bench. So do you guys believe that these two entities, the portal and NIL, are destroying the integrity of college football? Barbara, what you think about it?
I mean, how much integrity did college football have before NIL even came in? All these deals that are going on right now, whether it's car dealerships, restaurants, or phone ads, whatever, like these are all out in public, but we're talking about before NIL even hit the scene a few years ago. All these big money deals to all these big prospects are all around the country. They were happening underneath the table in the back office, like away from the cameras. This is all going down. Now it's all out in public. And you know what it is? It's just more schools around the country. There's more money going around right now. It's not just whether it's Alabama or Georgia or Texas or the big schools right there. There's just more big pockets right now in the majority of the country now. So what we're seeing in light right now was happening in the shadows on a daily basis in college football right there. Nick Saban, I think he used like NIL as a way, like why he's not coaching anymore. Like, dog, you're playing in the same rules, the same field as everyone else. I mean, you have 5-6 national championships, and that's not good enough to bring the kids over. Guess what? They want to win, yes, but they want to get paid too. So stop being fucking stingy and open your damn checkbook, and the players will come over. Like now, I think it's a more even playing field where, you know what, all the bitching and whining come from Saban on college football Saturday. You know, it's like you're not the standard anymore. Like Alabama was up here, you just took a couple steps down right here. Now you're barely just making the playoffs, and now you're an 8-9 win team consistently rather than a national powerhouse every year. It's an even playing field for me. I have no problem with these kids getting their money right now, because guess what? It is not a guarantee that they're going to be getting their name called in the NFL draft day 1, 2, or 3 whatsoever. Like integrity, get the fuck out of here. It's college sports, man. Like, yeah, right. Listen, act like Reggie Bush and like Johnny Manziel weren't getting 6-figure deals for like signing autographs and whatnot. That's why they didn't give Reggie Bush his Heisman back, because was it like for autograph signing or whatnot or something that they didn't give his Heisman back or something like that. To this day, am I correct? They haven't given it.
No, they gave it back.
Oh, they gave it back, but look how long that shit took for them. Like integrity, please. These school administrators, these school ads were making millions of dollars off these young men's like back, like, you know, just killing themselves, running into each other head first, and like now they're getting a small piece of the pie. Now we want to talk about integrity, man. Nah. Look, they need to look in the mirror before they could talk about integrity when it talks about these young men making life-changing money for not just themselves, their family. They'll be just fine, in my opinion.
Definitely. Roze, is NIL in the portal destroying the integrity of college football?
Short answer, no. The thing that's destroying college football is the NCAA. The NCAA doesn't know how to run college sports no more. That's simple. And we're just talking about college football, but I can give you an example. College basketball, you got literal professional players coming back that's able to play. I literally see, since I've been paying attention to women's college basketball, they literally are able to get players in the middle of the season and add them on their roster to play. And I don't think that's fair at all. So, coaches are able to leave whenever. So I don't care about the portal at all. If a player feels like they should leave, they should be able to leave.
Lane Kiffin.
Right. Lane Kiffin, the dude, Brian Kelly, they're very famous for leaving and just leaving them kids there in places where they're just stuck because they got sold a dream by them. So I don't mind the portal. Of course, you got some outliers of people that transfer 5 times. Like maybe they should cut that down a little bit, but that's on the NCAA for not stopping that. NIL, that's on the NCAA for not knowing how to regulate it. They just sat up there and they just gave it NIL, and these are teenagers. So they're taking any deal. They're taking any deal that comes their way. So like I'm not so worried about, because I thought you said it was going to end up like the Dodgers, or all these players end up on one team. I haven't seen that yet.
Not yet.
Because for some reason, like these kids, even though they want that money, they still want to play. Mm-hmm. So like they don't want to necessarily go to the team that's just stacked on in their position. So it's still spread out that way. I think the kids do a better organization than the NCAA does as far as that goes. But I listen to Paul Feinbaum all the time, and to be honest, the NCAA the conferences are starting to have conversations with themselves, and they're starting to actually think about pulling out of the NCAA and starting their own sports thing as far as collegiate sports go. So the NCAA, just because of them having NIL deals, but then of course the linebacker at Tennessee, he gets paid. His agent pays a $400 plane ticket for him in the NFL, but he comes back to Tennessee and all of a sudden he gets suspended for 3 games.
Right.
So that doesn't make sense. So like the NCAA is the problem. They got to learn how to regulate it. Whenever you make Donald Trump look smart, that just tells you exactly where you are as an organization, to be honest. Because Donald Trump signed a bill that looked way smarter and way better than something the NCAA has came up with as far as NIL and the transfer portal goes. So
I thought you were really say transgender. I was like, what the fuck?
No,
we hit it with this.
no, transfer portal.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, Roze, you hit it right on the head when we talk about integrity in NCAA. These coaches can leave whenever they want to, and you heard me call saying Lane Kiffin. His team makes the playoffs. He takes the job at LSU, and he has the gall to go to the athletic director to say, can I still coach them players? And he was smart as hell to say, absolutely not, because we're giving him another month of potential inside recruiting right there. I guarantee if he would have stayed in that playoff run, half that roster would be in LSU right there. And I think he told all the coaches, like, You got 24 hours. Get on this plane with me. And I think only one coach left of him, maybe one or two. And like this Lane Kiffin, he ain't worth following for nothing. What has he done in his collegiate coaching career other than holding the water bottles for Nick Saban for him to like, pull like big power moves like that? In my opinion, so that's the thing. You want to talk up these coaches can up and leave whenever they want to. They could take half the coaching staff, all these players with them. But I'm supposed to feel bad that these young kids that come from not so great circumstances and backgrounds, from high school, trying to make a better living for themselves and their families, want to make an extra buck here or two. Nah, we're not going to have that conversation.
I'm not gonna lie. If we can, just before we end it, I just got to tell a crazy story that shows you how crazy these coaches is. Brian Kelly was recruiting a kid, went over there. They was having a cookout, ate all their food up, told them, I want him to come to Cincinnati, this and that. He left. When he left, 30 minutes later on ESPN, it said he took the job at Notre Dame. And he went to the Cincinnati. They had a banquet for the kids before the bowl game. And those kids didn't know he took the job. When they came, reporters are asking them about the job, about him taking the job. He take those kids into a room after the banquet and tell them he took the job. And they found out before then. So that's what kind of person Brian Kelly is. That's what kind of coaches you kind of deal with in the NCAA. So coaches that's able to do that, if they're able to do that, then it shouldn't be a damn worry what a kid decides to do.
I agree, most definitely. Let's end this show on a fun little topic here. We don't talk WWE much anymore. We kind of tied up with sports, AEW, and a bunch of indie stuff and other things. But this question has been circulating my inbox lately, and I said I would bring it to the show. So here we go. I'm going to name some names for you guys. Undertaker versus Kane. Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. And you can even throw in Triple H versus Batista. These are monster big guy feuds. And the question for today is Oba, Femi, and Bron Breakker the next monstrous feud in the WWE? Roze, can you start us off? How do you think about this birthing feud we have here on WWE?
Man, the thing is, the only thing is this, man. Those feuds that you named about, man, those people were booked great.
Yeah,
they both of them were booked on great sides. It looks like they're gonna start back booking Bron Breakker good. From what last night, having him stare off into the space like that. Him not feeling like he want to deal with the vision shit no more and all that. So it does seem like this would be the next big feud for them to do. And to be honest, man, I think they're going to try to hold off on Roman and Oba. And I feel like if you want to hold off on that, you just give him Bron Breakker. So I feel like Bron and Oba can definitely be the next big feud.
Ball, bro, I know you don't watch a damn lick of WWE unless it's a highlight on social media. But do you feel that Oba and Bron Breakker can be the next monstrous feud that they have on their hands?
I mean, looking at the roster right now, I mean, you mentioned Oba and Braun, like these are the two up and comers that they have, in their roster right now. But to be honest, they couldn't be on polar opposites as how they're being booked and presented the past few months. I mean, listen, Oba squashed Brock at Mania under 5 minutes. I mean, he just beat Brock at SummerSlam in his hometown in Hell in a Cell. I mean, so he's poised to be the next big guy in the entire business. I mean, and Braun, I mean, let's be honest, you're playing Robin to Austin Theory in the Vision right there. Austin Theory is getting microphone time and getting damn and love stories with freaking Maxine Dupree, and you are in the background player. So let's just call it a buck. Braun needs this feud more than Oba Femi does, because
facts.
Here's the problem with waiting for Oba and Roman for WrestleMania. That's 8 months from now. Even if you do the Bron Breakker feud with Oba, What do you do after that? How do you keep him hot? How do you keep him occupied for the next 6-7 months right now? This is kind of a problem with the WWE main event scene. There's too much of a traffic jam right there with guys like with Roman, with CM Punk, with Seth Rollins, with Gunther, with Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens just came back. Finn Balor and Randy Orton just came back, and Cody Rhodes. Like the problem is that like a lot of these young guys, they're gonna have to wait their turn, which is funny that Triple H says that there's no turns. No, there is waiting turns for those guys, because those guys I just mentioned, Roman, the schedule he works, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon. He'll probably go another 4-5 years as the top guy. Cody and Punk the same way. I mean, so I feel like the longer you wait off on doing the Oba, coronation as him being the next guy, like 8 months from now in Mania, God forbid, injuries can happen. Give Triple H too much time to overbook it and overthink it right there, so it's tough. I mean, it could be a great feud between him and Braun, but I just feel like you mentioned Kane and Undertaker, Brock and Roman, they were almost like on even fields, like even like statures as far as like where they are in the career. I'm sorry, Oba is right here right now, and Braun, no fault of his own, is down here right now. So it is what it is. Like I said, Braun has all the tools to be a main event player, and Oba, I mean, he has all the tools, but right now I can't agree. I can't put that rivalry up there with some of the big ones you mentioned in WWE history.
Definitely. I hope that made you WWE fans happy who've been talking about it. I don't cover WWE. We trying. I mean, give us some shit to cover.
I know it happens through like social media. And while we're on it, can I just say something real quick? It needs to be a bonus. Like, let Solo run solo. Okay.
Right.
Let Solo listen. And like I just said, as someone who doesn't watch the product on the regular just through social media clips and through all my friends who are content creators for WWE, I love what Solo's doing. That dude is genuinely fucking hilarious, and it's organic. It's not forced. It's not cheesy. It's not corny. He's showing off his genuine personality, and what from Triple H's own comment saying he wants the wrestlers to get over on their own, organically get over the crowd. That's what he's doing. The crowd is connecting with him, and you have him lose to Mr. Warning Shot, bow, and now he's back in the damn bloodline. Like, I know they're gonna do some shenanigans or whatever, tease him, like, but still, it's like what they did with Jacob Fatu after Mania. I mean, he lost twice to Roman. Now it's like the most dangerous guy in the roster is now neutered, basically. Like, Jacob ain't doing shit, like being a lackey for Jey Uso and the Usos right now. Like, why are you gonna try to cut the legs underneath from Solo when for the last month or so, like, the dude is like getting the best reactions on the damn show? It's like, goddamn, 6 years of the bloodline. Can you let some of the guys within like grow on their own, like break away from the damn from the family tree already and be their own man, be their own stars? I mean, I feel like the bloodline storyline is like the Fast and Furious franchise right now. They should have ended it after 5, but now we're into cars in space right now. This level of bloodline shit that was going on right now. They lost the plot. It jumped the fucking shark, in my opinion. But I gotta stop right there, because oh man, these bloodline fans, these Roman fans, they get a little sensitive when you don't talk too fondly of their tribe.
That's ball, bro. Not us. That's ball, bro, saying that. Bro.
Yeah, man, like come on, 6 fucking.
But while we own it, Roze, how you feel about Solo and last night, man? What's your take on it?
Oh man, I hate to say this, but I feel I'm not as cynical as everybody else is about it. I don't think a lot of people saying it's over for him, like it's just like he's dead on arrival. I don't think it is. I think if anything, this will make him more sympathetic as a babyface. I feel like this will make people even like him more, as far as being somebody that they want to see on their own and make it on their own. I do got to see more as far as like, are they just gonna have him fall back in line? Like, is that how they gonna do? Because he can't go back to just the silent Solo no more. He can't just be the quiet Solo no more. So that's over with. So like, what's going to happen with this Solo? And I feel like even if he does fall in line, I feel like this Solo will bring a different type of personality out still. Then it's going to be a different solo than it was before in the bloodline. So I try to have a little hope, man. You know, I watch it every week. I try to not feel like I'm wasting hours of my life. So I try to try to have a little hope of it. So I don't think it's dead in the water just yet. Because last night, the crazy thing, it does feel like Triple H seen him get over last night and said, hell no, nah, and just wrote for him to lose, because last night felt like that felt like a moment, especially when he turned around and did the whole J thing, said, this my war.
He's like, everybody all right?
Yeah. And then he did the pew after that. Like, I think that was like my first time being like, okay, yeah. And then he lose. So like that do kind of suck for real. But I have hope.
We got hope. I kind of agree with both of you. So you both took my take. I feel like they cut it short, but at the same time, I'm with Roze. You could spin this, make him extremely sympathetic, getting picked on by them. Maybe he challenges Roman to tribal combat, wins it. You never know how the story could end up. So let's just enjoy the ride, folks, and see how it goes. But speaking of rides, this weekend, we back. NFL preseason. We got football, ladies and gentlemen, for the next 9 months. And you could best believe we here at the Holy Podcast will be covering it just like we do every single year. I will be covering the Lions in depth. You got Barbro covering the Giants. I love Roze. I'd say cover Atlanta, but I don't want you wasting your life. Do something better, man. Come on, man. It's not going to be good down there. I'm just saying. But we will cover it all in next week. And next week, we will break down the preseason first games, give our reactions and all. But till then, it's your boy ABE from DET.
That ball bro for the NYC.
It's your boy Roze Facts.
You guys been tuned in to the Holy Sports Podcast. Peace.
Out.
Media.